My name is Brianna Mitchell, and this is my presentation on how to become an astronaut. What do you want to be when you grow up? I bet a lot of us at some point or another wanted to be an astronaut. I know I did. Did you know the first recruitment for astronauts was in 1958? As NASA missions evolved, its requirements for becoming an astronaut changed as well. At first, NASA preferred military personnel with flight experience, but then realized they needed scientific personnel who stood out with unique academic achievements. Learning about the history of astronauts is not only interesting, but part of our history. Space exploration has been a huge success for the United States, to not only learn about our planet, but to learn about our solar system, the moon, and other planets around us. Because of the danger of sending civilians into the unknown, NASA put together a very vigorous application process and training program. Only the best of the best would have the opportunity to become an astronaut and have the chance of a lifetime. What is an astronaut? An astronaut is a person trained to pilot a spacecraft, travel in a spacecraft, or work in space. Let's take a look at some of the most monumental moments in space. In 1961, Russian Yuri Gagarin was the first human to fly in space. Also in 1961, Alan Shepard was the first American to fly in space on mission Freedom 7. In 1962, John Glenn was the first American to orbit the Earth in mission Friendship 7. In 1963, Russian Valentina Tereshkova was the first woman to fly in space. In 1969, on mission Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong was the first human to set foot on the surface of the moon. He was also the first astronaut to become an educator. In 1983, Sally Ride was America's first female astronaut to fly on a space shuttle. In 1983, NASA's first African-American astronaut was Guyon Bluford. This was mission STS-8. And in 1992, NASA's first African-American woman astronaut was Mae Jemison on mission STS-47. Let's look at some history. NASA launched their first space shuttle on April 12, 1981. Their final space shuttle landing was July 21, 2011. Their space shuttle fleet included Space Shuttle Columbia, Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour. They flew over 135 missions, which helped construct the International Space Station, repaired satellites, and also conducted cutting-edge research. So where are the retired space shuttles? Space Shuttle Atlantis is located in the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Florida. Space Shuttle Discovery is located in the Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center in Virginia. Space Shuttle Endeavour is located in the California Science Center in California, and Space Shuttle Enterprise is located in the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum in New York. Who? Commander and pilot. The commander has onboard responsibility for the vehicle, crew, mission success, and safety of the flight. The pilot assists the commander in controlling and operating the vehicle. In addition, the pilot may assist in the deployment and retrieval of satellites. The qualifications for the commander and pilot include academic. A bachelor's degree from an accredited institution in engineering, biological science, physical science, or mathematics. An advanced degree is desirable. Flight experience. at least 1,000 hours of pilot in command time in jet aircraft. Flight test experience is highly desirable. Physical. The ability to pass a NASA space physical, which is similar to a military or civilian flight physical and includes a distant visual acuity of 20 over 100 or better, uncorrected, or corrected to 20/20 in each eye. A blood pressure of 140 over 90 measured in a sitting position, and a height between 62 and 75 inches. You must be a citizen of the United States. Who? Mission specialists. Mission specialists have the overall responsibility for coordination of shuttle operations in the areas of crew activity planning, consumable usage, and experiment and payload operations. Mission specialists are required to have a detailed knowledge of shuttle systems as well as detailed knowledge of the operational characteristics, mission requirements and objectives, and supporting systems and equipment for each payload element on their assigned mission. Basic qualifications for mission specialists include academic, a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution in engineering, biological science, physical science, or mathematics. Experience. The degree must be followed by at least 3 years of related professional experience. An advanced degree is desirable and may be substituted for part or all of the experience requirement. A master's degree is equivalent to 1 year experience, and a doctoral degree is equivalent to 3 years experience. Physical. The ability to pass a NASA space physical, which is similar to a military or civilian flight physical and includes a distant visual acuity of 20 over 200 or better, uncorrected, or correctable to 20/20 in each eye. A blood pressure of 140 over 90 in a sitting position, and a height of 58.5 to 76 inches. You must be a citizen of the United States. What? In order to become an astronaut, you need to start planning as early as possible. Building a strong resume can only make your chances of becoming an astronaut that much better. Click on the video below to take a look at astronaut captain Scott Tingle's class of 2009 journey to becoming an astronaut. This is an actual application timeline per NASA. Applications can be submitted at www.usajobs.gov for both civilian and active duty military. Military members can also submit applications to their respective military service. The entire application process can take up to a year and a half before you are notified if you have made it. Once NASA screens applications, they may contact some references. Applicants that may be in the running may need to get an astronaut physical. Interviews, medical screenings, and orientations are required for final applicants. Once final selections are made, applicants are notified and a background investigation is completed. Applicants are then referred to as astronaut candidates. They are assigned to go to the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. The candidate will then go through a 2-year training. There are 3 phases of training. Phase 1 is referred to as basic training. There are 2 years of basic training. Most of the training is in the classroom, where candidates learn about vehicle and space station systems. They study earth sciences, meteorology, space science, and engineering. Outside of the classroom, they must become scuba certified and pass a swim test. They also must pass International Space Station Systems Training, Extravehicular Activity Skills Training, Robotics Skills Training, Russian Language Training, and Aircraft Flight Readiness Training. Phase 2 is referred to as the mentoring. When Phase 1 is complete, candidates may be selected to become astronauts. In Phase 2, astronaut trainees are paired with an experienced astronaut who shares knowledge and experience. The goal is to make sure the trainee can do everything relating to pre-launch, launch, orbit, entry, and landing. Phase 3 is advanced mission training. Advanced mission training is 10 months of training where astronauts focus on activities and exercises specific to their mission. Where? Some of the locations of the training facilities that have been used to train astronauts include the Neutral Buoyancy Lab in Houston, Texas. This lab has a giant pool that simulates a weightless environment. The Jake Garn Training Facility in Houston, Texas. This facility is home to a functional space station simulator. The Space Vehicle Mock-Up Facility in Houston, Texas. This facility has a full-scale replica of the International Space Station. The Virtual Reality Lab in Houston, Texas. This lab has a simulated microgravity environment where astronauts prepare for spacewalks. The Yuri Gagarin State Scientific Research and Testing Cosmonaut Training Center in Moscow, Russia. In this center, astronauts familiarize themselves with the Soyuz systems and controls. This is the current spacecraft design for the Soviet space program that takes astronauts up to the International Space Station. Why? I think the why goes back to, what do you want to be when you grow up question. Everyone who wants to be an astronaut is going to have a different reason as to why they want to be an astronaut. Whether it be to be like someone, to make a difference, or because it truly is an opportunity of a lifetime. How? My entire presentation is how to become an astronaut. So a short recap is: know some history about NASA and their space shuttle program. Start early. Build a unique resume. Make a list of what you need to accomplish. Get a good quality education in an accredited field that you enjoy. Get as much experience as you can. Stay healthy and in a good state of mind. And if you don't succeed, try again. In conclusion, although NASA retired its space shuttle program in 2011, NASA is teaming up with other space agencies to develop the Orion Multi-Purpose Crew Vehicle. The vehicle is expected to carry astronauts to the International Space Station, the Moon, asteroids, and even Mars. On December 5, 2014, Orion had its first flight with no crew. It launched from Florida and flew 2 orbits around Earth. The flight took 4.5 hours and reached 3,600 miles above Earth and hit speeds of 20,000 miles per hour and temperatures of 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It landed in the Pacific Ocean near California. Its next test flight, Mission 1, will last 25 days with the new rocket. This flight will also have no crew. Orion will make a larger orbit and go farther into space. Mission 2 will repeat Mission 1, but with a crew. The Orion vehicle is said to land on an asteroid in 2020 and hopefully on Mars in 2030. What is the future of space exploration? I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.